Hello everyone. I don't think there's anybody here yet, but this isn't an impromptu stream, so I don't expect anyone to be waiting around since you guys don't know about it. It's been a long time since I have been live. It's been well over a week, I think. I have been under the weather. I don't know if you guys saw my recent video upload. But I was sick for quite some time, so I'm feeling better. I probably don't sound as good or 100% as I should, but I really wanted to get on here and catch up with you guys, see what's going on YouTube, if there's any updates on any of these cases. I haven't really been keeping up with them. Hey Cecile, Spacebound, Monica, how are you? Thank you guys for being here. But I have a little bit of energy. I did stream on DLive earlier. I was a little bit slow over there, but since I have some energy, I wanted to, like I said, come on here and just catch up with you guys and tell you guys I miss you and hope you guys are doing well. I don't have anything planned for this live stream whatsoever. But again, I just wanted to, make myself known and let you guys know that I'm still around. So, thanks for being here. I do want to give an update on the channel. I did end up applying to become YouTube partner with this channel. I know that I told you guys at the beginning that I would never monetize this channel because I didn't want to make you guys sit through well, for one, have to watch advertisements. That's like one of my pet peeves about YouTube is like I can't even go and watch any videos anymore without there being advertisements every 2 seconds. Great news about that. Hey MJ, great news about that is that I think that I have an option to turn on the AdSense. So I will probably more than likely choose not to turn that on and keep my promise to you guys about having no advertisements on this channel. Hey TCA. So that is good news. Another thing that's great about having this channel monetized is there are memberships. So if you guys do want to become members, I only set a 1-tier membership level. I'm not going to do like 3 different tiers and say, oh, I'm going to promise like one-on-one video time with you guys, or like I'm just not going to commit to that. That's the last thing I want to do is make promises like that, not commit. So I just set it to 1 tier for now. So again, it's if you guys want to, help to support the channel, memberships are more than welcome, but they're obviously not if you guys don't have to feel obligated to do that. But I do, however, for the past 3 years have spent a lot of my time, especially with the Watts case and all these other cases. It's very, very time consuming. And so, I did opt to monetize the channel, and you guys can get perks as well. There will be members only lives as well. If that's something that you guys are interested in doing. But again, this channel is monetized now, so we'll see how that goes. And it's good to see you guys all here. Thank you for being here at last minute. Hey Vincina. Again, I haven't been, hey Antoine. I haven't been following these cases. I've but I've peeked in on a couple of these live streams, like these channel creators who have the membership link. I think that if you close out of the video TCA and you just hit join, it will give you the option to become a member. And there are super chats available as well. Again, it's not necessary, or don't feel obligated to do that. It's just an option. And I know that some of you guys did say that you wanted me to monetize the channel so that you guys could support me in other ways. So, hey Hard Eyes. Hey New Fish. So again, please don't feel obligated to do so, but the option is there. I'm like really bad about this kind of stuff. I feel really weird actually. So thank you so much, Allison, for becoming a member. You're officially a thinker. And I'm still getting used to everything and setting it up. So, again, we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. So, but I did like, okay. So, hey babe, hey Bowser, thank you for being here. One of my biggest fans there, just so everybody knows. If not my number one fan. These channel creators, like, that are, I mean, I understand that people want justice, right, for like these victims. And again, there's channel creators who I still believe are fully 100% do want justice for victims in these cases. Although I have different opinion about these cases, you guys know that. But hey, mischievous Matt. I know. Thank you so much for being over here. I know how you love YouTube. I think a lot of us over on DLive were very anti-YouTube, but I come over here for you guys because I want to continue to try to and I know I'm getting off track here, but I want to continue to try to wake people up to a lot of the deception that's going on with these cases, and not just like true crime cases, but a lot of these high profile tragic events. That's totally okay, Red Sky Black. I just appreciate you being here. No problem. Hey, Ara. Good to see you. So, what was I saying? Bear with me, you guys. Again, I'm still a little, slow lately. But, I do feel that some of these channel creators do want justice for these victims. However, there's many that are absolutely 100% using these cases to make money, to make profits, because they know how much true crime, how many views it brings in and how much money it brings in. I mean, you're talking, I think that Jay is for Justice last night had over 2,000 people in her live stream covering the Summer Wells case. What has come from the Summer Wells case? Are any of these channel creators any closer to finding where Summer is? Like, if we're gonna pretend like that case is even real, right? And hopefully I'm not gonna like push my luck now that I've already become a partner and I'm saying that. I still might have to watch a little bit what I'm saying, but I'm gonna try to still be as transparent as I was before, because I'm tired of walking on eggshells all the time, rewording everything I have to say. It's super annoying, and I'm sure it's really annoying for you guys as well. So, but I mean, over 2,000 people in her live stream last night. And what has Jay is for Justice done for anything for that case? To be honest with you, for any of these cases, for the Watts case, it's like, you know, there's these channel creators that are continuing to have and promote these people like Molly Golightly and Jonathan Lee Riches, who I've covered and talked about many times on my channel. If you guys have been following me, that they're like professional fraudsters. That's what they are. I want to say that Molly Golightly is a professional fraudster, but in the end, she is a actress. She was a reality star who now covers true crime cases. And what has she done for any of these cases? Nothing, as far as I've seen. What have they done besides make a stir out of the cases and get people fired up and, like, you know, acting like they're just outstanding citizens, when really they're not. They're just huge distractions, and they're not doing anything for the case at all, in my opinion. Hey, Molson Man. Yeah, well, I haven't been here for a while either, so you haven't missed much, Molson Man. So, you like the spice? I know, right? But I'm just very passionate about what I do. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that. And that's why I chose not to monetize my channel for the longest time, you know, going on 3 years now. I didn't want it to be ever about that. I'm here to wake people up to the deception that's going on. And if not, you know, sometimes it takes people years to wake up. Sometimes it only take one thing. I know that, like, Allison TCA, she's come on and spoke with me on panel, and I don't want to like completely 100% speak for her, but I know that she was very, very affected by the Watts case, like, emotionally. And that's what these cases do. They again, you guys, I'll try not to get like too all over the place, but it's been a while and I didn't really have anything planned. But she told me that she was affected by the Watts case, just like many other people, and that's what these cases are one of the main reasons that they are orchestrated. It's to sway emotions from people, because when people are emotional, all logic goes out the window. They don't think about, like, there's no critical thinking involved when people are emotional, and especially when it comes to innocent women and children who are supposedly murdered in tragic, horrific ways, right? But I've mentioned many times, why is it that only certain cases, I know, right? Melissa Mann, the Watts case. And I'm I could talk about the Watts case all day, every day. I really, really could. There's just so much to it. And I will continue to talk about it if you guys want to wake people up. But I will not, I refuse to come on here and say that, oh, I have some like damning, like information on the case. There's nothing's ever going to come from that case, you guys. And these creators can literally, they can play the Nicole Kessinger interviews over and over again. They can play, I just saw a recent creator play, play Lauren Arnold's interview. I mean, how many times are they going to play these same interviews over and over and over again until like nothing's coming from it? I mean, they're literally milking that Watts case for everything it has because they know it still brings in views. It's insane. But I'm not going to have to sit there and milk the Watts case for everything. I've done all I can with that case. There's no more information to release on that. And I feel, though, as though I've released more than enough information and provided enough evidence to support my theory on the case. Now, if people want to have a closed mind and they don't want to have to listen, or they don't want to listen to what I have to say on it, and they just want to believe their own theory on the case and completely ignore facts, then that's on them. Like, so I'm here for you guys, the ones that have an open mind and who don't want to be, duped by these cases anymore. And I can say that with enough confidence. And, even though I might not seem like it sometimes, I'm not the best speaker. You guys know that. But I can say that with 100% confidence that these cases are being orchestrated to, well, one, sway opinions, but there's many motives behind them. They're not going to go through all that trouble to potentially only gain one thing. Yeah, they're leeching the cases dry for sure, Hard Eyes. But I think that if it's with these psyops and these social experiments, it's the people don't want to go out of their comfort zone, especially if like they don't want to believe that their government is capable of lying to them, right? And so they're not going to want to know that, and they're also not going to want to admit that to anybody. I speak well when you get in trouble. Yeah, that's probably true. So what do you mean, Molson Man, that it might not be over? In the Summer Wells case, Monica, it's a yeah, there's a lot of fake cases with the true crime, and that's why I call it true fake crime. But Monica, yeah, the Summer Wells case it's such a circus, and I don't like to call it that because I know that a lot of people they get emotionally invested into these cases. And I was actually talking to Bowser about this, and I've mentioned it before on my channel, but because he's actually someone, he's not like he's not one that's 100% fully, believes what everything I'm saying, but he definitely has an open mind, which is great. And he's definitely more woke than a lot of people, which helps. But I think it's good to mention this because like and I get all like embarrassed when I say this, but like since we've been dating, Bowser and I, he I think it's just good to point out that even though we're like, we're dating. That doesn't necessarily mean he has to agree with everything that I'm saying. And, but that just, you know, pushes me even more to try to wake him up as well to what's going on. So, it's definitely, it all depends on the person. And it took me years to really wake up, to the deception. And I mentioned this before, is that, like 9/11 was a huge eye opener for me. So, that's really like all it took for me to, but you have to like want to, you have to want to do the research yourself. And that's why I try to stay pretty much neutral. Hey, Christy. I try to play neutral, with these cases, and I don't necessarily, I kind of like the fact that I'm not a great speaker, because I don't want to be someone that just you know, tells you this is what this is, they're lying to us, don't trust the media. Like, you guys have to be able to want to do the research on your own. I can only give you guys the information, and what you do with it is on you. So I think that that's more important than just saying this is what this is and this is how this goes and whatnot. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but that would completely defeat the purpose. If everybody just believed what I said, if I was like, oh, you guys, you know, you're being duped. You guys need to wake up. It's about time you wake up. Stop believing this shit. Stop believing the mainstream media. But that would really, like I said, defeat the entire purpose of what I'm trying to do here as far as waking people up. That would just be like the easy way out. And totally defeat the purpose of, you know, thinking for yourself and doing your own research. So, and I'm just rambling right now, you guys. So I apologize. It's been a long time since I've streamed on here, but, it's just, these cases and what's, I don't want to say what's good about these true crime cases, because there's nothing good about it, but they're going to continue to keep happening. So I'm going to continue to be able to, keep going with this channel. And the more that keep happening, the more evidence I'm going to be able to provide for you guys, since they're going to keep happening. Because as long as people are falling for them, now I can't speak, falling for them, they're going to keep happening, and they're going to keep pushing agendas, and they're going to be all different, right? The Summer Wells has different agendas. The Watts case had different agendas. Some of them are going to be more successful than others. It just really depends on how they're orchestrated and how they're put together. You know, like the Sharkey case, I believe was orchestrated. I don't believe that case was real. I saw symbolism right from the get-go. But that Sharkey case just didn't seem to grab as much attention as, like, you know, Gabby Petito or the Watts case or the Wells case. And, hey, Mystic. So as long as they keep coming out with these orchestrated events, I'm going to keep doing my thing on this channel. And hopefully, you know, you guys will stick around long enough so that I can wake more and more people up. And even if I can't fully wake people up, at least my goal is to just, as cliche as it sounds, just to try to get people to ask questions and think for themselves and have critical thinking. Because, oh, and what I was going to mention earlier, which I got sidetracked there, I was talking to Bowser and, great, now I just lost my train of thought again. Oh, the fact is that a lot of these channel creators, the majority of people are women as well in true crime. I think we know that. But when you have these channel creators who are women, and not even the men channel creators, okay, how do I put this? If you're emotionally invested or swayed by something, so like if you are like saddened by these victims, it's going to be very difficult to look at all the evidence, if that's what you call it. Like half time we're only given half of the information, or what seems like they're being transparent, but it's all, it's cherry picked. In the long run, it's all hearsay. So we're believing pretty much what the mainstream media and what law enforcement is telling us. And everybody seems to think that if it comes from the mainstream media and if it comes from law enforcement, then that means that it must be true. And that's really just simply not the case, because people are messed up and people have agendas and they don't give two shits about us. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. But when you're emotionally invested, it's going to be difficult for you to look at evidence, or you're going to miss evidence, or you're going to miss facts. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I was talking to Bowser about it, I always give the example of, like if you're a homicide detective, right? And you go to a crime scene and you walk into the crime scene and you walk into a house and you see that there's a deceased mother and child that was brutally murdered, right? If that homicide detective, it's a different scale, but it's still, the best example I can think of. If you walk into that crime scene as a professional homicide detective and you get any sort of emotion from it, like maybe that homicide detective has a wife and kids, and the best thing for that homicide detective to do would be to go to his superior and say, I don't think that I can do my job, like fulfill my job the best that I can, because I'm emotionally like affected by seeing that woman and that child murdered. Because again, when you are emotionally affected, you're going to have tunnel vision, and you're going to miss a lot of facts and a lot of evidence. So as a professional, the best thing for him to do would be to remove himself from that case, right? So when you have these, a lot of these, like I said, especially the female channel creators that cover true crime, where I see they're like, oh my God, this is so sad. I can't sleep at night. I'm crying over Summer Wells being missing. Like, how are they going to be able to have the mental capacity, or like maybe that's not the right word, but how are they going to be able to see all the facts and all the evidence when their judgment is clouded by their emotions, if that makes sense? Yes, exactly. Red Sky Black. You said it much better than I do. But yeah, you have to remove the emotions. You have to learn how to put your emotions aside if you're going to want to see the truth. So anything that, like, if anybody comes into my chat and they're emotionally affected by these tragic cases, or that we're being fed these narratives, they're not going to want to hear what I have to say, period. They're just not. Because all they're going to see is like sadness, and how sad for these victims, how sad for Shanann and for the girls and for Summer. But it's like, it bothers me too, because what about all the other children that are missing? And I know that I said, probably, if you guys follow me, I probably sound very repetitive, but if you think about it, why is it that so many people are like surrounded their televisions for Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie? One missing woman out of how many missing women and children? Just in the United States alone, they go missing, that don't get this mainstream attention, this high profile attention that Gabby Petito got, or that Shanann got. And thank you for subscribing, Crondongo. I didn't even know Streamlabs did that, notified me about that, but thank you for subbing. So what about all these other missing women and children? Again, there's reasons why certain cases get so much mainstream media attention. There's reasons why these cases, where they're so transparent, they're all over the news day after day after day, why none of them add up, none of them make sense. Nobody has any idea still what happened with the Watts case, when it's supposed to be like open and shut, where this guy literally confessed after 4 hours of being interrogated, quote unquote, right? But we still have more unanswered questions than we do answers in the Watts case and in the Summer Wells case. I mean, and it's just a circus, and you don't see the media covering any of these cases anymore. It's all from channel creators on YouTube. Why do you guys think that is? Do you think that maybe these people are like taking these high profile cases and milking them for everything they got so they can make money? I mean, 2,000 people in Jay is for Justice's stream last night. And those 2,000 people, the majority of them are just literally believing everything that this woman is saying on her stream without ever doing research. Because if any of those people looked up Jonathan Lee Riches, that guy that she had a guest on her show multiple times, it would be one search, one step search to see that he is a professional troll. And thankfully, in some of these videos that he's in, there are some comments where they're like, why would anybody believe what this guy says? Why would anybody believe what Molly Golightly says? Or any of these people without vetting them first? I mean, he's literally a professional internet troll with many, many lawsuits against him. He's fake. He's a fraud. And and people like Jays for Justice are giving this guy like appraisal like he's some sort of outstanding citizen when he's really not. He's just literally a professional liar. And one example is to prove that he is, without having to like go to his Wikipedia, this guy inserts himself into all these tragic events, and it just so happens it's what's the chance that he inserts themselves into all the ones that I claim or that I'm trying to prove as being orchestrated. And not just these, like in the George Floyd case, and he's inserted himself. He literally goes into these tragic events, these mainstream cases, to confuse people and distort the truth and push people in opposite directions of the truth of what's really going on. But yet again, people like Jay is for Justice and some of these other channel creators are posting all his Twitters and like, oh, if Jonathan Lee Riches is on the case, then there's a chance that Summer will be found. No, he's a fraud. This guy literally, and I've talked about it before on my channel, and I don't mean to ignore the chat. I'm really bad about that, you guys. I'm the worst. I need Bowser to come up here and he's so good at that. He's like really, really good at paying attention to his chats. But so maybe I'll pay him to come up and pay attention to you guys, because I'm really bad about doing that when I get on my rants. But he inserted himself into the Watts case and claimed that he was either married to Nicole Kessinger or dated her at some point. And everybody, this was towards the beginning of the case, and everyone was like, oh my God, wait, what do you mean Nicole Kessinger was married to this guy, Michael Turtle or something? Stupid really name. Nothing against turtles, Bowser. But this name, his name was like Michael Turtle Kelly or something. He made up this whole just like rumor that he was married to Nicole Kessinger, and everybody was fired up about it. And like, what do you mean? She's supposed to be having an affair with Chris Watts, and now she has a husband? Like, he does that in these cases. And so now, if people don't know about that, they should, because now he's inserting himself into the Summer Wells case like he's some sort of hero, an outstanding citizen that, like, you know, is just a great guy that helps little old ladies across the street so that she doesn't get hit by a car. No, he's like literally inserts himself into these cases. But again, you have all these channel creators in true crime that are treating him like he's some sort of outstanding citizen. Like he's just some hero. Like, how does that make sense when he's made up an entire rumor about being engaged or married to the mistress of this guy who supposedly murdered his entire family? But everybody seems to forget that, and they're like, oh, well, he's going to find Summer, or he's going to find Gabby Petito because he's on the case, so we're saved. No, he's literally 100% a fraud. But do you think that the 2,000 people in Jays for Justice's chat are going to Google him just to try and vet him? And look up Wikipedia. It's right there. One-step search. Professional fraudster. Internet troll. Have you noticed all the YouTubers like Chair Dicky are failed? Who's Chair Dicky? I don't know who that is, Red Sky. Yeah, and it does suck, Spaceman. It sucks that you should be able to go to, your favorite channel creator in the true crime community and be able to get that, like, the facts about the case, right? But because a lot of people work, a lot of people have jobs, and they don't have time to vet this information. I think that's why a lot of people believe, the mainstream media. They want to turn on their television at dinner time, turn on the news, and get their evening news and get the truth. But it's just, unfortunately, it's not like that. Like, people are, the majority of people seem to have their own agendas. And, or they don't care to check their information or fact check what they're saying. They just like, oh, well, if the discovery says that this is what happened and this is what happened in the Watts case, and this must be facts. We're gonna we're just gonna put it out as factual. Yeah, armchair detectives. Yeah, don't get me started on that specific armchair detective. Is he still around? Thankfully, I don't get his recommended videos anymore, so. Did I miss something? Chair Dicky? I don't know. I'm so confused. Or is that like a nickname or something? You guys cracked me up. So anyways, that's my rant. And I know I got like completely off track and I'm losing my voice again. So that's not good. But I know that I've seen a couple more cases that I just in the name already of the person missing or that was allegedly murdered. I'm already seeing red flags, but again, these are going to keep happening as long as people keep believing them. And there's nothing. And with that Smith Modernization Act, you guys, that I mention all the time, where it just rolls off my tongue because I mentioned it so much. Where they can legally lie to us. The mainstream media and the U.S. government can legally, and law enforcement can legally lie to us. It doesn't matter what kind of story it is, whether it be all the way from 9/11 to George Floyd to the Watts case, to the Summer Wells case, to a Capitol riot. They can legally lie about anything, any news story they want to make up. They can lie. So, and they have no repercussions for it. So even if I was able to wake up like thousands of people and they all raised hell about it, it doesn't matter because that Smith Modernization Act that was passed in 2012 made it legal. And not only that, but the public is funding all of these cases and these tragic events, quote unquote. They're funding being lied to, which is pretty sad, actually. So all these people that are believing the Summer Wells case, and again, even if the Summer Wells case is real, like if it's like 100%, and I'm wrong, let's say I'm wrong, hypothetically I'm wrong, let's just go with it. Why is everybody spending so much time on one child? Why does one child being missing why is that more important than any of the other children being missing? I don't understand it. But people like just gravitate to these YouTube channel creators who are literally milking these cases for everything they have. Like 800, 900 people. Where's Summer? Where's Summer? Where's the rest of the children that are missing in the United States alone? Okay? Who's advocating for them? Who's looking for them? Right? Yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter will save them all. Yeah, sure. And that's how in the end, he's an actor. He's literally an actor. So, but yet people will believe it. Hey, Ann. Yeah, me too. And that's the thing is they'll sit there and say so many times like, oh, nothing with this case makes sense. Nothing adds up. We got to go all the way back to the beginning. But again, there's reasons why they don't make sense. There's reasons for it. Hey Dakota, I'm sorry, and I just saw you ask that question earlier, and I meant to get back to you. The agenda for Summer Wells, I don't know 100. Like with the Watts case, I can say with certainty a lot of these motives behind it, but I haven't followed the Wells case enough to know for certain. But the majority of the time with these cases, with these orchestrated events, it's going to be always a distraction. It's going to be to sway the opinions of the public. So a lot of times it'll be like when there's some sort of like, some big event, tragic event will happen right around like the election. Or if, let's say someone like, Michael Rourke, right? In the Watts case, he was up for DA again. So it's things to like something like that to look out for. It's always a distraction. Like with the Gabby Petito case, I don't know what they were distracting from, but so many people were surrounded around their televisions for that like, I don't want to say silly case, but it's really silly. Like I couldn't turn the TV on anywhere without John Walsh or like a documentary or something, or Dr. Phil, Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie. Like huge distraction. Look over here. Don't look out, everything else that's going around, like about how all these people have lost their jobs and their small businesses from that virus that's going around. How many people have committed suicide because of this virus that's going around? How many people have died because of the virus going around? So, and that's just one thing. So it's look over here at Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. You have the whole FBI out looking for this one guy, right? This one dude, and he's supposed to be like on America's most wanted list out of all of the criminals, like serious hardcore criminals that have like raped and murdered and actually killed people that are out there running around. But like Bowser said, if Dog the Bounty Hunter's on the case, then it must be real. He's gonna save everybody, right? Or John Walsh got a huge promotional whatever on his show, promoting a show. So it to answer your question, Dakota, I'm not really 100% sure, but I can tell you that with these cases, just like with the school shootings, if you start to see immediately after these cases, if they're pushing for some sort of, like, if they're trying to pass some sort of law, which is in days after the event happening, or if they're trying to take away some sort of rights, that's a huge red flag to look out for. And it's one of those characteristics to look out for with them, for sure. You'll always see after these school shootings, the parents where their child supposedly just died, right? By this shooter at the school, and they're the day of or just the day after literally pushing for gun control when they should be mourning the loss of their child. And if anybody's been following me for a while, I don't know how many times I say this symbolism. I know that it sounds very conspiratorial, but symbolism, they love their symbolism. They love their numerology, their 13s, their 33, their 666, as like cliche as that sounds. Their triangles. I don't know how many triangles I counted in the Gabby Petito case. I mean, it was overwhelming. And that's just triangles. Like, and I know that it sounds kind of, like I said, conspiratorial and crazy, but once you are able to see, like, if I can wake you up, if you're able to see these cases for what they really are, they are so easy to spot in the future. They really, really are. Once you can break out of that cognitive dissonance shell, if it's possible. And I don't know if TCA is still here, but she's a perfect example, as I mentioned earlier, because she was full on 100% believed that the Watts case was real, and she was very, very affected by it. But just by listening to me and like hearing me out, she's able to now, like, she's pointing things out to me with these other cases, which is amazing. And she's not letting these cases affect her. and her emotions, how the Watts case did. And that's the goal. Another one of those goals that I'm trying to accomplish by waking people up. I don't want people to be emotionally affected to where it literally affects their lives and to where they can't even sleep at night sometimes. I don't know how many times I heard someone say in the Watts case how they cried over Shanann and the girls. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's some people that are affected by tragedy a lot easier than other people. But it's just they need to be crying and affected over the cases that are real, by all the missing women and children. By the 30, there's 30 women. I did a video on this on the anniversary, that when all the other channel creators were 3 years later, you know, keeping the Shanann and the girls' memories alive, I did a live stream going and talking about the 30 women who were brutally murdered in Colorado in 2018 alone that nobody seems to mention. Why were those 30 women whose children and who were brutally murdered in Colorado alone, 30 other women in 2018, but you know, the only woman that they were talking about who was murdered in 2018, pretty much, was Shanann Watts. Why? Why is it? Because she got so much mainstream media attention? Because they were like the picket fence perfect family, like middle class family? Hey, Elizabeth. You know, why is it that Shanann got so much attention and those girls over all of the other women and children that were murdered in Colorado alone? That's what makes me sad. That's what really irritates me a lot about these orchestrated fake cases, is that people are giving their time and their energy and you know, taking time out of their lives to try to get justice for these victims who, again, I think I've shown more than enough evidence to support my theory that it's not real, that we're being duped. And a lot of people are donating to these frauds, like the Watts family and the Rusek family, who clearly have an agenda that I've mentioned so many times on this channel, which I'm not going to get into tonight. But they clearly have an agenda that they're pushing. And people have donated to these families their hard-earned money. And that's what really pisses me off a lot about these cases. And again, I try to stay neutral because I don't want to sway anyone's opinions, but it's hard for me. I still do get affected by these cases, but in a different way. Not necessarily because of the victims, but because knowing that so many people are being duped. And they just literally have zero idea what's going on. So that's, again, why I started my channel 3 years ago. And I'm going to continue to try to keep waking up. Even if it's an echo chamber, hopefully I can get some stragglers in, some new people. And hopefully there'll be people here that want to have an open mind and hear what I have to say. That's all I ask. You know, that's all I ask, is that hear me out, at least. Oh, it's 100% real, Monica. Yeah, the symbolism for sure. Hey, Olive Branch. Yeah, you never know. It could be a boob job. So, you know, that being said, I am losing my voice again, so I should probably end this live stream. And I'm sorry for my rant. I'm sorry if I ignored the chat. I'm so bad at that. You guys know that. But it helps when I have some sort of content prepared. But I just wanted to, again, come on here and just let you guys know about the changes to the channel a little bit, and let you guys know that I am still alive and still here, and that I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to cover these cases, if anything, that I see anything new that comes up with them. But again, they're it's just a matter of time until the new Gabby Petito case comes out, and I will be there to cover it and try to wake people up, and hopefully you guys will be there to help me out in waking people up. So thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys always for the support, and I will, since I'm feeling better, I'll continue to do these live streams more often than not. So thank you again, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time.